Briefing document, precognition, dreams, and future influence you see. Core themes, precognition as a real phenomenon. The document argues, based on experimental data and anecdotal evidence, that precognition is a demonstrable phenomenon, not simply coincidence or wishful thinking. It challenges the linear view of time. Dreams as a conduit to the future. Dreams are presented as a primary way individuals experience precognition. The text explores the idea that dreams contain information from one's future self, expanding awareness and accessing future information. The document suggests that individuals can learn to recognize precognitive elements in dreams, and even train themselves to access future information consciously through practices like remote viewing and lucid dreaming. Retrocausality and free will. The implications of precognition on free will and the concept of retrocausality are examined. The document questions whether our choices are truly our own if influenced by future events. Challenging conventional reality. The document ultimately challenges the conventional understanding of time and consciousness, suggesting that our awareness may not be confined to the present and that reality is more flexible than we typically perceive. 2. Key ideas and supporting evidence. Mind-blowing. Experiments. Altering photons experiments involving laser beams, split into two, and measurements of photons suggest events in the future at time point B somehow affect things at time point A in the past. This demonstrates that a future event altered something that had already happened. Physiological response to future events. Psychological studies show that people's bodies exhibit physiological responses before emotionally arousing images are displayed. This is referred to as presentiment. The results revealed the physiology of the participant shows higher arousal, not just when the picture appears, which you would expect, but a few seconds before the computer shows the arousing pictures. Precognitive dreams. Many people have experienced dreams where details later match real-life events. Eric Wargo suggests these are messages from your future self. The challenge lies in recognizing these dreams because dreams often feel strange and symbolic, not literal. Precognitive dream protocol. J.W. Dunn created a precognitive dream protocol, encouraging individuals to record their dreams in detail and compare them to future events. He found that many dreams contained accurate details about future events. Dunn proposed we all have precognitive dreams, we just do and realize it because we forget or misinterpret them. He also suggested that time isn't linear inside our minds. We are constantly processing information from both directions, past and future. Precognitive thoughts. Eric Borgo suggests that these experiences are not random. They are another form of precognition, just like dreams. The difference, they happen while we are awake. An anecdote is given where he was thinking of how would this guy react to this? And 3 seconds later, he calls me. Remote viewing. Intelligence agencies have used remote viewing, the ability to perceive distant locations or events without physical contact. The work at Princeton determined that the precognitive remote viewing worked just as well as real time. Retrocausality, the idea that future events can affect past decisions. An experiment by Benjamin Lee showed that our nerves would initiate an action like a half second before we were consciously aware of it. Lucid dreaming as a tool. Lucid dreaming, where one is aware they are dreaming, may allow access to precognitive insights in real time. Eric Wargo and other researchers suggest that in a lucid state, the mind may be more sensitive to future influences, allowing people to access precognitive insights in real time. In fact, they prove by the electricity that the person is truly asleep. Communicating with the outside world when you're asleep. 3. Implications and questions raised. Free will versus determinism. If future events influence our present thoughts and actions, how much free will do we truly have? The text suggests precognition doesn't remove free will, but just expands it. The nature of time. The document challenges the traditional linear view of time, suggesting that our minds may be constantly processing information from both past and future. The potential for developing precognitive abilities. Can individuals consciously train themselves to access future information? And if so, what are the implications? Where does consciousness exist? If consciousness is not confined to the present, where does it exist? This raises profound questions about the nature of reality. 4. Key quotes. Experiments suggest is this happening all the time. Psychologists studying precognition found something strange in controlled lab tests. People's bodies reacted to emotional events. Before they happened, precognition is as strong and reliable a phenomenon as remote viewing into the distance. Most people have had precognitive dreams, in fact. Most people's first contact with psychic abilities is a precognitive dream. Dreams are reaching into the future, reaching into our future as well as into our past. They published on one piece of paper all the data for 334 trials over a period of 20 years. Significant at 10^11, and the looking into the future is no more difficult than looking into the distance. Free will is just a complete mirage, and we do and exert the sense that we have of being consciously in control of. Our lives is completely a mirage. Another way of looking at it is that we are controlling our lives, but from the future. Astral projection, often described as the sensation of leaving one. S-body isn't just an illusion, but a real phenomenon tied to nonlinear time perception.